Hi. So let's just jump right into it here. So we have the company, United Thermostatic Controls, is a public company, and they're having a situation where one of their four regions is struggling to meet the sales, the budgeted sales numbers. And so the director of that region, Frank Campbell, he's worried about it, right? And because him and other management, they get pretty significant bonuses and dollar amounts for doing well and for meeting those numbers. And so he wants to try to meet those numbers. And so what he does is he goes to the purchase orders, the recent purchase orders for the end of the last quarter, and that come in at the end of the last quarter, but that are not supposed to be filled until the beginning of the next quarter, and he fills those in the current quarter, and so that makes those revenues recorded in the current quarter, and so that's good for him because they're going to meet their numbers. But the internal audit function notices this, and they find some kind of funny entries where revenue was recorded, even though the companies that the customers had specified that they did not want those purchase orders to be filled until the next year, or in the way that Campbell decided to fill them. And so, kind of some funny things there. Some stakeholders, the people that this affects, really, lots of people, right? And so there's all the shareholders, right? The investors. They need to know what's going on in the company. They don't want false sales figures. All the employees in the sales department, right? If their numbers aren't correct, they're not going to be expected to perform the way that they have. It's just going to change things for them. They're not going to be given a fair representation of what they've been doing. And if they give falsely high numbers, then they're going to be expected to reach numbers that they can't do because they're false. The management, of course, with the bonuses that they're going to get. The companies that are shipped the material in the wrong time period. The internal audit function, Tony Cupertino, of course. All of senior management and investors, like I said before, that's probably one of the most important ones. Tony, really, he has professional obligations and ethical obligations as well. I think of the professional obligations as his obligations to the profession of an accountant. So he's a CPA. So he should know, he's expected to know the standards, what's right and what's wrong, what is good accounting and what is bad accounting. And in this case, he should know that this is bad accounting, and that it's not a correct representation of the financial statements. He also has obligations to his employer. He wants them to do well. Maybe his own personal values. He doesn't want to cheat or to do things dishonestly, but maybe he also cares for other employees at the place that he works, and he cares for their well-being. And maybe if he causes a problem here, it's gonna hurt some of them. And so he has some of these things to think about as he makes these decisions. Right. End of the day, he's not really responsible for the company's profitability, though. He's responsible for the fair presentation of the financial statements as the internal auditor. And so really, if we're going to talk about what he should do, it's important to think about that the external auditors are coming soon, that he needs to get this done before they come. So he needs to be very efficient. He needs to get it done quick, but he also wants to make the right decision. He needs to be effective. He should start, I think, by speaking with Campbell again, explaining to Campbell all of these things. Some of Campbell's things that he said were that management above him had said it was okay. He had also said that the company needs to go out. They need to make these figures. It's just a one-time thing. It'll be okay. Cupertino, of course, can say that it's not right no matter what. And then also that these revenues that he's recording, he's just taking them away from the next quarter. And so it's going to be just another time that they're going to have to do something maybe better or worse, or just worse and worse and worse until they keep fudging the numbers a little bit to get what they want. If he doesn't respond to that, then the internal audit function needs to be the audit committee needs to be notified, and they need to be informed of what's going on. And hopefully they'll make the correct decision. And in that case, Cupertino's job will be done. And so That's the right thing to do, and I hope that is informative for what should be done in this study, and thank you.